Cool. Hello, hello. Just checking if everybody can hear us. Max, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, hello.
Awesome. I can hear you as well. Let me just quickly check if everybody can hear us. So Sam, I can see that Sam is already in the channel. Sound is okay. Nice. Awesome.
Nice.
Max, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
Every
for having me.
Yes, definitely. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we have a very, very special guest. So Max, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. And again, thanks for having me. My name's Max. I'm working at Deutsche Telekom MMS, a subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom itself. There is a product owner for one of our tech teams inside, the business area Web3 infrastructure and solutions.
Awesome. It's a pleasure having you guys here. So, Max, the first reaction, probably everybody knew Deutsche Telekom somehow, right? Some people know T
Yes.
Systems, some people know T-Mobile. Can you tell us a little bit more of what Deutsche Telekom is doing in general?
Yeah, of course. So probably, as you mentioned, you all know Deutsche Telekom from your mobile carrier or the internet access you have at home. Basically, doing the infrastructure, which is all connecting us over the internet itself, over mobile phones, and also other services like, Magenta TV, where you can see films, music, and whatsoever, like Netflix. And yeah, that's mainly because you know Deutsche Telekom is a carrier.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So, you are working in the blockchain department or something? Do you guys have a blockchain department? How does that work?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, in Telekom MS, the story working on blockchain already began like 2016, 2017.
Oh, wow.
In the early days, we focused on trying to figure out how to use this technology, did different proof of concepts together with other customer companies from ourselves, and did a lot of project work, so to say, trying to figure out, how to enable companies for smart contracts, for example. How can we really use this ledger as a next evolution of technology? And the story, only began there with different projects, but it really, skyrocketed when we identified our today main purpose of the team, doing infrastructure for public blockchain networks. And this all started 2020 with our first network, Chainlink. And the story behind this, I mean, nowadays it seems like very logic. And when I tell you, you say, okay, yeah, now I get it. We as a Deutsche Telekom, as I mentioned, we're doing infrastructure in our core, right? In the early days, we lay down the telephone lines, connecting people so they can talk to each other
Yeah, yeah.
from America to Europe and stuff like this. And then when the internet came up, we worked on the internet backbone as we do today, providing internet, connecting organizations with peoples, and we could share information over the internet. And the next logical step in our team was, hey guys, this blockchain topic is not only hot, it's coming up, and we definitely need to go into this. And this is when we decided to bring infrastructure for public blockchain networks, helping them to decentralize, secure the network, and it all began 2020 with Chainlink. Yeah.
That's super interesting. So I just have a question popping up. How did you guys end with Energy Web?
How did we enter with Energy Web?
How did we end up from starting in 2016, going into, hey, we need something with
Yeah,
blockchain in 2020, with
yeah,
right now, hey, we are at Energy Web. We are going for the energy transition. How did that happen?
yes, yes. So basically, the talks with Energy Web was, we talked like very early, and we identified Energy Web as a very interesting project, almost long time ago. And it was always on our short list. We had different prioritizations, and basically we were all sure that we want to support Energy Web, and we are really happy that this is now happening. I think not it's not 30 days long, but almost 30 days we are live as a validator on Energy Web, and there are several new topics coming up.
Wow, so I think you just hinted something. New topics coming up. So one of the questions are, what are your goals here? What are we doing? What are we creating together? Is this something you can tell us?
So the team I'm working on, we're, as I mentioned, focusing on providing infrastructure. So the first goal, of course, is to also secure the energy web chain as the other validators do, and we really want to contribute to the community. Getting better, for example, in the onboarding, as we discussed a few meetings ago. How can we make this ecosystem even more attractive? So this is from a validator perspective, doing our job, securing the chain,
Mhm.
validating transactions. And when the real fun starts in blockchain is when use cases come on top, right? So
Definitely.
a working blockchain is fine, but you need to bring action on it. And Deutsche Telekom is like very much connected into the business outside with lots of different customers in B2B and B2C. And there we're looking with our connection to all these companies we're working with, trying to figure out how can we leverage this new cooperation, bringing other companies to Energy Web Chain, but also looking into ourselves. How can we use, for example, green proof for different infrastructure topics we are already doing, like all our own cloud is already green magenta, we say. And I think there will be some really exciting announcements, but right now we can't
We can't
tell
really
anything
tell.
more. Yeah.
No, cool. I think it's super exciting to hear like both aspects. One as a member and one as, hey, using the solutions, getting more people online. And
Yeah.
obviously, I knew this question was coming up. Have you heard about Energy Web X? And what
Yes,
can
of
you tell
course we
us?
did. Who hasn't here in this channel?
Nice. So can you tell us a little bit more about that already?
Yeah, it's still in the disclosure, I'd say, but yeah, we're in talks with you guys, and we definitely support the direction you're going there. Since 1.5 years ago, we're live on Polkadot, so we're familiar with the ecosystem, and yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Awesome. I just asked the question how it came so that people cannot blame me for not asking the question. So that's why I
Yeah,
just. So as an
all good.
enterprise, what are the challenges when you like have to manage or onboard Web3 in a big corporate? Because a lot of people
Yeah,
think that it goes like really easy. Like, hey, an enterprise just says hi to
yeah,
us, we invite them. Can you tell us a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit more of what's going on behind the scenes?
Yes, of course. So actually, it's not that easy, and actually, all the beginning, as I mentioned. Um, it was not the case that we had like the money bags and spin up here and there validators and stuff like this. We really had to like fight internal fights regarding, okay, we want to enter a new business. What's this business about? Crypto. Okay, and then in the media, in the mainstream media, for example, you almost or literally hear almost bad news about crypto, like scams and stuff like this. But we are here for the sustainable business and want to do sustainable business. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, really had to talk about what the actually business is,
Mhm.
and then as we get paid in tokens as a validator, there are different actions needed to be taken. How can we process those tokens inside? So we had to talk
Yeah.
with the financial department, we had to talk with our legal departments, and they're nowadays all involved in our team. And we really have, like in the last 3 years, we really um, reached lots of milestones regarding how to work as a corporate in such a new and evolving topic, which is rapidly changing all the time. And now we have like processes of token handling inside our company, have a dedicated legal team helping us when we identify new topics or talking with partners, corporations, and stuff like this.
So Max,
Um,
what you're saying here is that if we want to enter new market, especially blockchain
Yeah,
right now, right? You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
first need to obviously convince some people in the company, hey, we want to go for the infrastructure stuff. We need to have
Yes.
it. When
Yeah, yeah.
when let's say you got a green light, there is a lot of stuff to do before you guys can start, right? The infrastructure needs to be secure. Everything needs to be
Yes, of
like,
course. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. We are highly audited and compliant, as Deutsche Telekom is a big
definitely, yeah,
corporate with big responsibilities also for all the employees, right? So we can't just go ahead and burn money or something like this. So this
yeah,
all had to be done very carefully, and also all our nodes for the networks we support are run on our own cloud, either Open Telecom cloud, which is also I think the most audited cloud on earth, something like this, and on other providers also bare metal in our own host servers and an external cloud provider. But yeah, the spinning up of a node isn't just developing a little bit of code and then clicking buttons and stuff like this.
yeah,
It's from the processes side, and then also the development phase. We have a very high security standard, which
yeah, yeah.
takes time.
Awesome, awesome. Good to know. So what other network are you guys supporting, and how do you pick which networks you guys want to support? So obviously we have, I don't know how many projects, but I think we have like tens of thousands of projects right now. How do you guys pick, and why did you pick Energy Web?
Yeah. So beginning with the projects we are currently live, since you are the last one we went live just recently. So it all began with Chainlink, and there it was really the yeah, as in we saw the real world use case pushing real world data into blockchain, and this fitted perfectly in our vision, in our case. Then next up was Flow, where we were helping with bootstrapping, completely new experience. And since we were also looking into the NFT space, the Flow blockchain with the NHL, NFL NFTs was a nice fit to
Mm-hmm.
gain experience also there. Next up was Celo, which, as their mobile first approach, it makes totally sense from a carrier perspective to connect inside there. And then next up was Polkadot Q network, a very small, still mostly unknown, and then Ethereum, which was, we were waiting for the merge, so to say, and then it all happened very fast. Went their live with Stakewise together, and yeah, last but not least, Polygon, and then Energy Web. And the Energy Web ecosystem, as I said, we had it on our list a long time, and yeah, basically trying to figure out not only going live as a validator, but also, how can we bring value to this ecosystem, since you guys have a code of conduct, and this makes totally sense from your perspective. You want to bring in, yeah, so to say, traditional companies with real world use cases.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to enter your space when we can contribute something. And therefore, we had to educate internally what is this new technology, what is Energy Web trying to solve.
Oh, so that's super
And
interesting. You even educate in
yes,
Deutsche
of
Telekom
course.
internally
Yes,
about,
yes, of
okay,
course. Yeah, yeah.
how does that look like?
Um, from from the telecom MMS perspective, with the subsidiary we are working in, very fine, since we're all good connected. You could say telecom MMS is like the startup in Deutsche Telekom, um, and they're all interested in lots of cool stuff. We're working on different topics in IoT, and lots of interesting topics, which also align very good into an energy web system,
Mhm.
but also in Deutsche Telekom itself. I mean, we're talking with overseas T-Mobile, Deutsche Telekom headquarters, and lots of people are interested in blockchain technology. And for the energy web ecosystem, we were also trying to find the right person to talk to from a sustainability perspective, for example, and the IoT guys, for example. So how can we, yeah, identify exciting use cases with the right people? Yeah.
Awesome. So I have one last question that I had here for you, that actually came from a community member, and it was,
Hmm.
where do you think? So in this case, you Max, where do you think this partnership is leading to in the future? I know you can't give us specific projects,
Yeah, yeah.
but what is the overall? What do you think? Where do you think this will be in a couple of years?
From the amazing start, this can't just go one direction. Yeah,
Yes.
everything fruitful to the moon. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think it's super interesting to understand how it works behind the scenes in such a big company as Deutsche Telekom. I think a lot of
yeah, yeah.
people, I can see all kinds of comments like interesting, we didn't know it works like this. Um, I don't have any questions. Let's give the community 1 or 2 minutes to ask questions.
Yes,
And
of
yes,
course.
obviously, that were just crypto terms. I can already see some comments. So, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to raise the questions right now. But Max, actually, as you said that you cannot share a lot of details, this
Mhm.
gives us a nice opportunity to invite you guys again in a couple months to really dive into the details. Are you guys open to that?
Yes, of course, of course.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
when there are news, we need to talk about it.
Definitely. I like the vibes. Definitely. Um, is this department of the Deutsche Telekom, is it like an experiment, or are you guys really keen to do stuff in the blockchain world? That's just a question
Yeah,
that came up.
we're really keen to do stuff, and we already did. So we have
Yeah.
our track record until now. We tried to figure out different yeah, proof of concepts in the early days, as I mentioned. But right now we have like the standing inside Deutsche Telekom that we are the infrastructure guys for blockchain, and we are also enabling, if you look at like on different levels in a
Mhm.
company, from infrastructure until the top where the customer facing action happens. We are looking on all levels how we can, yeah, use this technology, leverage, yeah, our, yeah, what we achieved until now,
Yeah.
our competences, yeah, and
Yeah.
our reach.
Awesome. I think that's it. Let's see a lot of questions, guys, about Energy Web X. So we will schedule a separate meeting for that one. As
Yeah, I'm
Max just
most
said.
curious about Energy Web X, so definitely.
So Max, I want to thank you very, very much for
Yeah,
making time. I think we really stick within the 20 minutes. And I'm looking
yeah,
forward to the next meeting, actually. Super keen.
yeah, me too,
Thank you
me
so
too.
much. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you, awesome. Bye bye, Daniel.
Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.